So we kick off with Monday's Guardian. And have Labour discovered the secret to electoral success? Singing. Scott.
Who knew, right? Labour decided to sing the national anthem at its conference this weekend in Liverpool. The first time this ever happened. What do you think? Good idea?
Well, look, I think the optics are good because sometimes the Labour Party, especially under Jeremy Corbyn, the previous leader, was that they were unpatriotic, that they thought that somehow, like having the flag of St George in your front garden was a bit proletarian.
I really understand that, but I do understand what Corbyn means. He did say in an interview just this morning, I think, or yesterday morning, that he said he didn't understand the point of it, that it seemed odd, it had never been done before, and that Britain isn't really an outwardly nationalistic country, never really has been. So what's the point of displaying it in this way, especially at this conference right now? But obviously, say for the optics, the Queen's just passed away, and it looked like the best thing to do, a good thing to do. They were expecting protests, and there were none.
Jeremy Corbyn wanted the Iranian national anthem sung instead.
It is pretty.
It did look a bit naff, I thought. You know, you saw the Keir Starmer with the guitars and everything behind him. He was like, you know, one of those groovy vicars.
It did look a bit silly, yeah. And Angela looked a bit awkward with her hands folded in front of her like she's being punished. It all seemed a bit cold and sacrificial and over-rehearsed.
Yeah.
But, again, they were expecting protests, screams. No one yelled. No one said anything, especially during the moment of silence in respect to the Queen. Some people didn't sing. Some Republicans decided not to. Apparently, a group called the Labour Left Internationalists thought that it was strange, comical, actually, to see leadership doubling down as monarchists. And I think that's a bit of an extreme comment. I think a lot of people might have respect for the Queen, might like the singing of that, might not like the monarchy at the same time. I think people are more complicated than criticism gives them the chance to be. Although it does all sound a bit... when people sing the national anthem in the U.S., no one knows the lyrics properly. No one really knows the tune. And I do feel kind of like this is a mess. Just sit down.
Really? Although, do you not think, Leo, that it demonstrates the extent to which Keir Starmer has reshaped this Labour Party, that he's made it patriotic, they're not afraid of the flag anymore?
Yeah.
He's trying to rehabilitate the brand, isn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, he's done what Cameron did for the Tories. He's made the party electable again. He's brought them back to the centre. Instead of Jeremy Corbyn with his, like cloth hat and, close ties with terrorists, he's made them, the voice of the people again. So I think they're now, the next story's all about how they're really looking strong in the polls and possibly going to take the next election.
And it's good in this country that you vote for the party, not for the person, because he has almost no charm whatsoever. I think he's one of the most boring speakers I've ever been subjected to. It feels like I'm being talked to by a radiator.
Well, what I don't like about him is I find him pompous as well and quite moralising.
But I think that's almost a strength at the moment because he really does come across as like a serious technocrat. And I think after Boris, what we want is a bit less charisma and a bit more...
Yeah, but can I just... Briefly, Leo, can we refute this brand of him being the sort of statesman and this safe pair of hands? Because a few examples of his recent political judgment were to back Jeremy Corbyn as Prime Minister, as somebody that more or less sided with Russia over the Salisbury attack. His judgment on COVID was that we should have had more lockdowns and more mask mandates.
Yeah, but any left-wing socialist government is going to want more government.
Well, for sure. They absolutely love that. It's a kind of land grab of our rights.
And anyway, in the Salisbury attack, they did kill spies, or try to, so that's probably a good thing,
I guess it's something to say for it.
Yeah.
And then the third thing that he's got on his record is that he was the architect of Labour's disastrous Brexit policy, which is effectively to call for a second referendum.
Yeah.
So the idea
Tell
that
everybody
this guy...
that they got it wrong.
Yeah.
You got it wrong, so we're going to force another one on you.
So it's like, I'm the really sensible guy with like a sort of smart haircut and I'm in a suit and I look like a prime minister. It's like, but a lot of the big calls, I would argue, it's wide of the mark.
But the thing is, Liz Truss does look like someone you want to slap at Sainsbury's. She does. She looks. She's in your way. She's wheeling around her market. She's coked out of her mind. I just feel like with him, I feel like he does seem stoic and stable. I agree with you, but that's because he doesn't move. He looks paralyzed from the neck up.
He's the Joe Biden of British politics.
Is Liz Truss somebody that you would have a fight with on Black Friday?
A little bit, yeah.
It'd be like wresting a flat screen TV from her grip.
Yeah, it's someone you want to nail against the wall and punch. I just feel like I didn't mind Corbyn because he seemed like he had dirty nails and I could keep up. With this guy, I feel like he's just gonna land on me and I can't get
I wouldn't want Jeremy Corbyn making me a sandwich.
No,
Keir Starmer, I would let make me a sandwich.
By the way, it's a quote, a Scott Capurro joke. It's somebody you want to nail to the wall and punch, right? And then we can do what I like.
Yeah, exactly.